Okay, hello everyone. Something went a little bit wrong with my last attempt at loading this one up, so I'm starting afresh. Unseen 136, this is Seneca, and it's about travel and the importance of it. Essentially, what Seneca is suggesting is that we go on holidays, we travel to new places in order to make things better in our lives, and yet we take the problems that we have with us. He suggests that we ought to cure these problems first and worry about travelling later. Animum debes mutare non caelum, licet vastum traeceris, mare licet ut ait vergilius noster terraeque urbes quere querant sequentur te, quocumque perveneras vitia. First sentence then. You ought, debes, you ought to change your mind, non caelum, not the sky. Licet. Licet, in the context of this passage, it can mean it is allowed. I think here it's almost more granted that, or just even although. Although, traeceris, although you may cross the vastum mare, the great sea, licet, although, as our Virgil says, terraeque urbesque recedant, although the lands and the sea, the lands and the cities may recedant, may recede, may withdraw, vitia, find your subject of the sentence, your problems, sequentur te, your problems will follow you, quocumque, wherever you end up. Next sentence. Hoc idem quadenti quidam Socrates ait quid miraris nihil tibi peregrinatione prodesse cum te circumferas. Socrates ait. Socrates is the subject here. Socrates said hoc idem, this same thing, to somebody. Quidam quadenti, said this same thing to somebody complaining. Quadenti there, dative of the present participle, to a complaining person, to someone complaining. Quid miraris, why are you surprised, nihil prodesse, that there has been no help by your wandering? Why are you surprised that you nihil prodesse, that you have not benefited by tibi peregrinatione, by your wandering, cum te circumferas, when you bring yourself with you? Premit te eadem causa quae expulit. Quid terrarum juvare novitas potest, quid cognitio urbium aut loco. The same eadem causa, the same reason, quae, which drove you away, premit te, pursues you. Quid novitas terrarum juvare potest. Literally, what benefit is there of new lands? How is a new land? What is the newness of lands potest able juvare, able to help you? Or even how are you pleased? How is it able to please you? How's a new land going to help? Quid cognitio, or literally what of learning of cities or of places? How's that? In editum cerit ista jactatio, quadis quare te fuga ista non at. That rushing about, ista jactatio, that rushing about, cerit in editum, is useless. Quadis, you are asking, quare, why, fuga ista, that help will not, that fuga will not help. You are asking why that flight will not help you. Adjuvat there, subjunctive, because it's an indirect command. You are asking why that escape does not help you. Indirect question. Tecum fugis onus animi deponendum est non ante tibi ullus placebus. You flee, fugis tecum, you flee with yourself. Onus deponendum, gerundive, the deponendum agreed with the onus. The burden of your mind must be lost, gerundive of obligation. Non ante tibi ullus placebit locus. There is none, literally no, not any place will placebit, will be pleasing tibi to you, ante, beforehand. Before this no place will please. Vadis huciluc ut executias incidens pondus. You go here, you go there. Ut, in order, purpose, clause, executias, in order that you may rid yourself of the heavy burden. Quod ipsa jactatione incommodius fit sicut in navi honora emota minus urgent, in a qualitur convoluta citius eam partem in quam incubuere demerit. Which becomes more inconvenient. Quod fit, which becomes incommodius, neuter comparative adjective, which becomes more inconvenient by ipsa jactatione, by the same rushing about. Sicut, just like, similarly here, just like the honora emota, the stationary weight, urgent, makes minus, literally causes less problems in navi, in a ship. Convoluta in aequator, unequally distributed. They demergunt, they sink. Citius, more quickly. Comparative adverb, they sink more quickly. Eam partem, that section in quam incubuere. Historic infinitive here, that section in which they lie. Quidquid facis contra te facis et motu ipso noces tibi aegrum enem concutit. Whatever you do, quidquid facis, you do facis contra te, against yourself, and you harm yourself, noces tibi, you harm yourself by the same moving about, by the same motion. Concutis enem aegrum, for you are knocking around a sick man, not a dead man, I'm sorry, I wrote that down, a sick man. At cumistud exemeris malum omnis mutatio loci jucunda fiat, in ultimas expellaris, terras licebit, in collibet barbari angulo conloceris, hospitalis tibi illa, qualis cumque sedes erit. And when you remove exemeris istum malum, that trouble, omnis mutatio, all change of loci, of place, becomes pleasant. What he's saying here then is that if you manage to make yourself happy, then wherever you go is going to be wonderful. Omnis mutatio, all change of situation becomes jucunda, becomes pleasant. In ultimas expellaris, although licebit, again we're doing that for it is allowed, it can be allowed that, but let's just say although expellaris, you may be driven in ultimas terras, into the furthest lands, in quolibet, in whichever corner, in quolibet angulo, in whichever corner of barbaria, of a barbarian land, conloceris, you may be placed, erit sedes, there will be sedes, qualis cumque hospitalis, some hospitable, now it is seat, I've said shelter because I thought that sounded nice, there will be some hospitable shelter for you there. There, illa, will be some hospitable shelter for you there. Again, another wonderful passage. So we've had it on travel now, we've had it on what to do with your life, according to Cicero, and then the previous one, we had Cicero on friendship. Well done everyone, I'll see you next lesson.